Paul Mazurkowitz from Cannibal Corpse, and you are watching Rockin' Live. Doing great, thank you. You know, we haven't been to HELLFEST in many years. We've only played once, and I think it was 2006 or 7. I don't even actually. It's been a while since we've been to HELLFEST, so it's good to be back. We're very excited. We're looking forward to playing tonight, and it seems like a very you know, the festival seems to be getting bigger and better every year. So yeah, we're very happy to be here, and we're looking forward to it. And you know, but we're doing well. We've been on the road for about 2 weeks now, and you know, here we are at HELLFEST. Not much. Doing, of course, press, you know, and doing some interviews. You know, then you just go about your daily routine. You know, of course, we have to play, so we must eat and rest and all that. But it's great to play a festival like this because there's a lot of people that we know and that we maybe haven't seen in a long time. So so it's always good to see some faces and talk to some people and all that. So that's pretty much what we'll be doing all day, and of course, watching some of the bands as well. Yeah, I mean, we always try to represent as much as we can for the Cannibal Corpse catalog. Playing a festival like this, of course, makes it a little more difficult because we have to play less songs than our headlining set. And we've been doing our headlining set pretty much this whole tour. This will be the first show where we have to drop some songs to fit into the hour. So basically we just take our headlining set that we've been doing, and then we have to cut a few songs. It's difficult, you know, we have so many songs, like I said, and you know, makes it a little harder, you know, to cut some out. But yes, since we only have an hour tonight, we'll probably get about 15 songs maybe to play. And yeah, like I said, it's a little harder to figure that out, but we basically like just cut out of the headlining set, make the hour fit, and you know, that's all we can do. So. Well, it's almost like we just explained being at the festival. I mean, nothing too exciting going on. We are here to do a job. It's to perform every night. We don't have many days offs. You know, we end up playing a lot of shows back to back, and we're traveling every day. So it really just turns into, you know, doing your daily life. You know, you wake up at a venue and you want to eat, you want to, you know, use the restroom and, you know, get all situated in that way. And, you know, and then a lot of times it's really just kind of, you know, a boring day. You know, if you're in a nice city where you may be able to go walk around and see some things, of course you do that. And if not, you're just hanging around the venue, you know, maybe online, and, you know, just kind of waiting to play, basically. So you know, not too much excitement, you know, for the most part, for the bands to hear. You know, we're doing a lot of crazy things. We're pretty normal, you know, people when it comes to that. But it's a pretty boring day for the most part. So. Liquid to my knees, it is the conquest. Look to realize my life will blast on. Burning to my knees, it is the conquest. It's very difficult when we're on the road, you know, just getting back to the daily life, you know, where you take those things for granted when you're home, you know, waking up and being able to make breakfast in your kitchen and go into your toilet. I mean, you know, those are things that you unfortunately don't have. You know, you have to find these things, so that really every day becomes just like a daily life kind of a thing, because you have to perform later on that night as well. So it's very difficult for us to kind of come up with new material and work on the band in that way. days off, you know, and you're not traveling every day and playing every day, maybe those things can be accomplished. But with our schedule, it's very hard to do those things. So we really just strictly concentrate on the job at hand, which is playing the show, and like I said, just doing daily life, taking a shower and eating and having dinner and getting the proper rest you need. So. Well, it's been a different process over our career now that we've been around for almost a quarter of a century, and you know, 12 albums we have out. And back in the old days, it was always a group effort. It was more of everybody just coming together in the practice facility. Who's got riffs, you know, and then you put songs together that way. And there might be, you know, this guy might have 5 riffs, this guy might have a few more, that, you know, and the song just comes together. We worked that way for a few years in the early days, and right around The Bleeding, which is our 4th album, we kind of started taking a different approach to writing. I remember our bass player, Alex Webster, came in and said, I want to write a song by myself. You know, and he wrote the song "Fucked with a Knife," and that would have been the very first Cannibal Corpse song that was actually just written by one writer, as opposed to everybody collaborating to make a song. And then really from that point on, it started to kind of go in that direction. So take us to present day. If you look at the credits for Torture, every song is written by an individual person. You know, Pat wrote 4 songs, Rob wrote 3 songs, and Alex wrote 5 songs. And they all worked independently at home or what have you, coming up with those ideas and then presenting them to the band. Like, as opposed to, like I said, the old way, you know, where it was just everyone get together and make songs. So, you know, we've changed over the years. That really doesn't happen very often. Maybe we get one song on an album that might be a collaborative effort, but the way it's been going on our last, you know, 5, 6 albums, for the most part, has been what I just said, an individual coming up with those songs, presenting them to the band. Then of course we fine-tune them and make them a whole with the whole band, but it's an individual effort for the most part, musically, you know, and then lyrically, still a different story, but, you know, but that's how we do the music. For the content, it's always going to be kind of the same inspiration. We've set forth since the beginning to be a very brutal, in-your-face, horror, gore-oriented band. That's what Cannibal Corpse is. So our subject matter is always going to be that, very dark, very disturbing, you know, having to do with these subjects. Musically, maybe things have changed over the years as well. Like I was saying, how we write songs. So I would think, you know, maybe different influences might be pulling at everybody, or, you know, pushing at everybody the way they write the music. But it still really comes down to it has to be Cannibal Corpse. There's no way one of the guys is going to present a song to us that's so far away from what Cannibal Corpse does. I mean, you wouldn't even think about it. It's not Cannibal Corpse, so, you know, so you won't even present. You wouldn't even come up with that. So I think that everybody knows the music that we are going to write is going to be, it has to be Cannibal Corpse style of music, and everybody is on that same page when it comes to writing the music. So, you know, unfortunately, it'd be a question for more of the songwriters to see how they've developed and changed over the years. But it might be just in the way of, oh yeah, I learned a new scale, or I got a new instruction book, and it, you know, I want to try this, you know, different chord or something, you know. So that's kind of where maybe different influences or inspirations may come into play. But I truly believe 90% of the music and lyrics and all that are done from just within us now. You know, we've been around long enough. We've written many songs. We've learned. We've matured, or whatever how you want to call it. And I think a lot of it just comes from within. You know, if they're going to sit down and write a song, it's not like you're having to, you know, maybe listen to music or get inspired in exterior ways. I think most of it's just going to come in and come from within, all the creativity, because we've absorbed and, like I said, been around long enough to where, you know, that's the way it's pretty much done. We love it, that's why we're here, but I'd be lying if I would say it was exactly the same. I really think it can't be. You know, I mean, you love what you do, we love what we play, and we love going and playing for the fans, but is it the same as it was in the beginning? How can it be, really? You know, to me, when it was in the beginning, everything was just new and fresh. Of course, those are going to be the fondest memories I have about the band, is all those firsts. The first CD, the first tour, you know, when everything was new, you know, and now it's not new anymore. You know, we've been doing it for a long time. So you do have to pull maybe a little bit of, you know, your energy from different places, because it is different a little bit. But bottom line though, we wouldn't be here if we didn't want to be. You know, we love playing live, and we love playing for the fans, you know, and that's the most important thing. But it is a little bit different, you know. I mean, I think, like I said, that raw adrenaline energy is gone. We're not teenagers or 20 years old anymore, you know. We're older, and I guess that may, you know, change your attitude a little bit. But overall, yes, we are, you know, the same people, and we want to be here, and we love it, you know. But, like, you know, getting back to the whole, you know, the firsts, you know, I mean, you always remember those, and the energy and the excitement of it all being new. You're never going to have that again, I think, because how can you? You know, that's in the past. There's, you know, the firsts are over, you know, so it's a little different. I still see that this born over my head. Of course. I mean, myself and Alex are the two original members in Cannibal Corpse, and of course I remember our very first show. It was in March of 1989, opening for Dark Angel, when we lived in Buffalo, New York, where we're from. And like I said, it's a first. How can I not forget and remember the first Cannibal Corpse show? I mean, it's hard to fully remember thinking back now, like the details, but of course it was a very exciting time for us. We were only a band for a couple of months. Here we are playing our very first show in our hometown for a band that we worship, Dark Angel, a very big band for us. And, you know, it was a packed little venue with about 450 people, and it was amazing, you know. I mean, it was incredible. So, you know, those firsts are always going to be most dear to you. So, you know, you should remember, you know, as much as you can. But yeah, it was a great time. Never to be seen again. Fans for all the support of Cannibal Corpse over the years. If it wasn't for the fans, we wouldn't be here, and you know, we just appreciate the support, and you know, keep going. Death metal, Cannibal Corpse. Thanks, guys. It is the conquer.